Welcome to the Monster Energy TRP National Motocross Championships. This is round 2, which is being hosted by Zone 7 in Cape Town. One of the most anticipated rounds of the national circuit because it's one of the funnest tracks for the riders to ride. The perfect amount of loam and sand and some really spectacular jumps. Big crowd once again turned out for the National Motocross Championships, which bodes well for the future of the sport. Entertainment from the Monster Energy girls, and whilst practice was going on, we got to see just how perfect conditions were out there. All the teams had rocked up for round 2. Highly anticipated point of the season as everyone tries to get away in the championships as we head from here towards the inland and the more hardback tracks. New additions to the clubhouse and a beautifully prepared track. Dave Peterson caught up with Jim Tarantino.
Yeah, and a great track, and it's good weather for the race, and it's a challenging track. A lot of guys are still getting used to a little bit of sand, loam, a lot of the guys from Johannesburg, but it is going to be a good event, and it's really anybody's game in almost all the classes.
Yeah, it's wide open, Jim, and also for you guys putting something back into the sport, that's really what we find so cool.
Yeah, well, look, I'm really happy. We're having fun. It's good for the brands and good for the company, and we're just out here, just to support the industry and the sport and do the best we can.
First up would be the MX2 class. Big lineup of riders, and we had a chance to catch up with one of the rising stars, Joshua Mlimi.
Feeling good, track's awesome, and we'll just see how Moto 1 goes.
Time now for the first race. You can see a nice lineup of the very best 254-stroke racers in the country. Start was going to be important, but a very wide first turn into a very tight left-hander right at the bottom. And the whole shot would be very important as they go through there. The riders all come together, but no incidents, which is good news for the racing. And a good start from the championship leader, the very big favourite here, the hometown man, Anthony Reynard. There is Karen Fitzgerald, not the start he would have liked. The whole shot man is a little way down the field. He's got some work to do if he wants to catch the favourite up in the front. So good starts from the Husqvarna's. Jason Visser right in the mix as well, the youngster, also a rising star in this class. He'll be learning heaps as he follows the experience of Anthony Reynard, a former MX2 national champion on his home track. He would be a hard man to catch, already starting to run away with things just a little in the front. Get some aerial shots of the riders coming in, completing their first lap of the race. The action is still pretty tight, and the crowd watching just to see if the local man is going to bring it home in the front. Great riding style, very smooth rider, and one of the fittest out there on the track as we watch the rest of the guys come through. A lot of fun jumps for the riders and different lines they can take. And you can see it's still very close in the top 10. Anthony Reynard got the red plate because he won the round 1 in Port Elizabeth, and we had a chance to catch up with him before the race.
Yeah, no pressure at all. It's just I've put in the work, so it's time to have some fun and race the boys.
Speaking to some other guy, they said, you know what, the hard tracks are coming up, so maybe they're just going to give it away today. Do you think they're going to do that?
No, I think, yes, coming up into the next nationals, we've got some hard tracks. But today, you can't count anyone else. But I think it's if you get a good start in this track, it's going to be tough racing.
There we go. Tristan Purdon has made his way up through the field. He's under big pressure from Karen Fitzgerald on the Red Bull KTM. There's Ryan Ngili, another man that's won national championships in South Africa, new to the Husqvarna team and starting to make waves. Great slow-mo picture of Anthony Reynard. You can see early stages of race day here at Zone 7. The track hadn't quite got to its roughest just yet. Neville Bradshaw, in the meantime, had made his way into second place. A big battle in the midfield, led by Dylan Stokes. Right in the mix as well, Ryan Ngili and Joshua Mlimi trying to get up there. Nicholas Phelps, freshly back from the United States, in the mix. So interesting little battle there. We'll see who comes out on top of that one. Anthony Reynard was setting some of the fastest lap times, especially with the track as easy as it is. Joshua Blom crashing in a very awkward place and can't get out from underneath that bike. Unfortunately, his race looks like it's done. He has that battle once again. Ryan Ngili trying to find his way past the local man just in front of them. And Joshua Mlimi in the mix. They've got away a little bit from Nicholas Phelps. Back with our race leader and the red plate man, Anthony Reynard, on the Husqvarna. Neville Bradshaw, there he is in second place. Can't run the pace at the moment, but you're happy to collect the points. Tristan Purdon in third place, under pressure from Karen Fitzgerald on that Red Bull KTM. And Anthony Reynard making his way through the final turn. Had run away from the pack, and it was going to be an easy win in race 1 for the ace man, Anthony Reynard. Second place to Neville Bradshaw. Right behind him, TNT Yamaha's Tristan Purdon. 50cc class up next, and a lot of the riders wanted to introduce themselves.
Hi, Oman, number 100.
My name is Jordan Jutney. My number is 17.
Hi, my name's Kai Lunadeli and I am 171.
My name is Jordan van Wyk and my number is 747. Hello, my name is Peter Bricker and my number is 227.
My name is James Gordon and I'm number 7.
Tyler Peterson, number 88.
Well, there you have it, the rising stars of the future. They're under starters' orders. That 4 turns to 5. They watch the gates now. Oh, someone going a little early and gets stuck in the gates. Very, very young guys out there, around about 7 or 8 years old. And we'll see gets the whole shot. Of course, some favorites here from Cape Town. They'll know the circuit very well. But you can see the deep sand on the start, collecting a few of the riders. That looks like Kai Lunadeli, a rising star that he's going to have to race from the back of the pack. I see, even though they're racing their own little tracks, the berms are still very, very sandy. And this is teaching them what they're going to be in for in the future when they make their way onto the big track. Well, on the front is the Swaziland rider on bike 29. It's Seth Young, under pressure from the red plate holder, Neil van der Vyver, who will be the firm favorite, knows this track very, very well. So the man up front is holding it together nicely. There's also some big stars coming out of Swaziland, and we'll see that in 65 class as well. But up in the front, Seth Young trying to hold together with the championship leaders. We see a couple of riders go down there. That's Aidan Henley, unfortunately, that has gone and dropped it, part of the Tin Swallow out of Africa team. But he'll get up and running. It looks like we've got a new race leader. Neil van der Vyver has made his way to the front. Yellow flags, and you see the signboard there, Get Neil. That's obviously to Jordan van Wyk, who's ended up in second place, trying to close down on Neil van der Vyver in the front. The Zimbabwean Jordan Dudney making some passes on the back markers. Big talent that'll be trying to collect a championship here, just ahead of Kai Ormond on the 100. As the last few riders go into the last lap, the checker flag comes out for our winner, Neil van der Vyver. Jordan van Wyk going to come home in second place, ahead of the Swazi rider on 29, Seth Young. We catch up with race winner, Neil van der Vyver.
Ja, die trek was lekker en ek wil net sê dankie vir my sponsors, the Magic Barrel, Maps Race, iSports, en almal wat my support. Dankie.
Next up is the Pro Mini class, and the riders also wanted to introduce themselves.
Ron Atten, number 46, Pro Mini.
Nate McLaren, 48, 85 Junior.
Art Claassen, number 44, 85 small wheel.
My name is Josh Hudson. I'm number 40 in RS and 85 Juniors.
Time now for the 85s and Pro Minis to get their race underway. Like we heard Anthony Reynard say, the whole shot was going to be important, and that belonged to the KTM man, Camden McClellan, with a start out of nowhere. Great start. So up into the front, he'll be competing in the Pro Mini class, but here come the big gunners, the championship leader, Cameron DeRoe, already trying to find his way around the outside, and one of the favorites out there on the 51, Justin Sangster, the Sandman, knows the track well. He'll want to get up there and see if he can get his first win of the season. Some tough competition, big jumps for the Pro Minis. You see down the back straight, almost wide open to clear that big step up. The rider's having a lot of fun. New race leader now, though, is Cameron DeRoe. He'll be heading to race the ADAC series in Germany from here, so he'll be prepping really hard. His fitness should be good. But Camden McClellan is not giving up this chase, and just like that, back into the front. Justin Sangster holds on to third place at the moment. He'll try and close them down. You can see the pace is very quick in the front. We've got a rider that's off the side of the track. There's Hayden Tully, one of the favorites for the 85 junior class, and that allows Ike Claassen to move up a position. Nate McClellan also made his way through, so Hayden Tully, the favorite, got some work to do. Ken McClellan out there on the 122, new to the Pro Mini class, and giving the guys a hard time. Cameron DeRoe, he'll be wanting to collect this championship, and he's going to have to ride hard to beat the youngster that's up in the front. KTM put their trust in this man. It's looking pretty good at the moment, and they're starting to get away from the Sandman, Justin Sangster, on the Kawasaki. At the moment, it's Slade Buerta holds on to that fourth place on the number 15, the man from Pietermaritzburg. He'll be really strong on the hard pack tracks, and he'll see if he can stay with Justin Sangster. Right, it has changed once again. Cameron DeRoe on the number 58 has gone back to the front. That's just experience. Camden McClellan will try and stay in touch with him and see if he can't pick him off later in the race. As Justin Sangster also staying in touch. There's Slade Witter now. He's got Justin Sangster in his sights. Can he make a race of it? Camden McClellan is not going away. Slade Witter out there on the number 15, back in 4th place and looking pretty comfortable. Big gap over the rest of the riders, and here they come. This is the front end of the 85 junior class. That was Chris Erasmus who leads the way as we go back to the front of the Pro Minis, and Camden McClellan still holds on to Cameron DeRoe. 3rd place, and now lonely 3rd place for Justin Sangster. There's a man on the 222, that's Ron Buerta, that goes and drops it in the sand. Your 4th place man on the 15, Slade Buerta. And he's fairly spread out in the top 4 now. Chris Erasmus still leading the 85 juniors after Hayden Tully made that big mistake. It'll be a question of can he hold on to it. Knows the track very well. Checker flag about to come out for the man up in the front. Cameron DeRoe takes the win in the 85 Pro Mini class. We caught up with our race winner, Cameron DeRoe.
Yeah, it was quite a good race. Didn't get the best of starts. I had to pass Camden a couple times, but yeah, it was a good race. I'd just like to thank my sponsors, SJ Logistics, Reef Tankers, Thor, TRP. Thank you.
Time now for race 2 of our MX2 category. And we saw an easy race win in the first heat for Anthony Reynard. He'll be trying to do it once again. Nice aerial footage of how the start looks and just how full the gate is as that gate drops now, and we've seen Anthony Reynard picking that very inside line. It works once again for him. Quite a dicey line to use. If you don't get a good start, you get squashed in on the inside, but he knew he could get out of the gate like a rocket, and into the front he goes again. Oh, the rider going through the inside berm there and manages to hold on to 2nd place, but that gives the man up in the front a little bit of breathing room on the first lap, and that's not what they want to do for Anthony Reynard here on his home track. You see the conditions got hot and dry, a lot dustier than the first heat, so the rider's going to have to be careful of that. If you're buried in the mid-pack, going to be difficult to see the ruts and lines on the jumps. Nice shot there of the 92 of Michael Walliter, also from Peter Maritzburg, somewhere in the mid-pack, a newcomer to the MX2 class. So Neville Bradshaw into that 2nd place. He's got Karen Fitzgerald right behind him. The man who was in 3rd heat 1 a little way back, it's Tristan Purdon, so he's got a little bit of work to do down there in about 7th place on lap 1. Some parts of the track were watered. You have to be careful. They become quite slippery at this stage of the day. Neville Bradshaw, much better start this time around. He'll set his sights on trying to stay in touch with Anthony Reynard and maybe put up a pass a little later. One of the fittest riders, basically, in global motocross. Neville Bradshaw trains really, really hard. Great shot, low angle of the riders as they come through, and that's how much airtime they get over the big finish jump, the TRP finish jump, and the guys enjoying the airtime right in front of the big crowd here. And great to see how the riders all scrubbing to the right. They want the outside line as they head into the next left-hander, so very experienced riders as they set themselves up around this very demanding Zone 7 circuit. Our first shot there of the 71 of Tristan Cuthbert, another newcomer to the MX2 class, as we go back to our race leader on the 23, Anthony Reynard, over jumping some of the jumps, trying to keep momentum up the hill, just like Neville Bradshaw. The pace is very, very quick. Karen Fitzgerald, all of these riders have international experience. That is why they're at the top of their game in the front end of this MX2 class. So the Husqvarna leads the way at the moment from that Tin Swallow out of Africa, Yamaha of Neville Bradshaw. Not losing too much ground. They're really riding hard. Right, it looks like there might be some changes. Ryan Ngeli finds a way past Nicholas Phelps. That's a battle somewhere in the mid-pack. Ryan Ngeli making his way towards the front. Oh, it shows you how rough the track is getting. Oh, there was Ryan Hunt. All the experience there on the inside of a newcomer to this class, Michael Walliter. Unfortunately, Michael Walliter coming off 2nd best and hitting the deck. We go back to the front, and let me tell you, Neville Bradshaw's putting in a charge. He's got away from Karen Fitzgerald. We take a look here at a little mid-pack dust, and Carl Bartis having a great ride on the number 50. The 23 of Anthony Reynard running away with things in the front. Neville Bradshaw has tried really hard to make a race of it, but couldn't get any closer, and the checker flag means it's going to be 2 out of 2 for the hometown favourite of Anthony Reynard. Neville Bradshaw going to come home in 2nd place, and a good strong finish from Tristan Purdon after a bad start in 3rd. And we caught up once again with our top 3 riders after the race.
You know, it's I've been putting in the work, and after PE coming to a home track, it's a big bonus. But yeah, clearly whatever I've been doing is working.
It was a really good race. I managed to catch on to the back of Anthony. Had a really good feeling, you know, the bike's going awesome, and caught onto the back of him and was kind of like trying to line him up a bit, and then yeah, caught my knee, but it's no excuse, you know, Anthony's riding awesome today. So yeah, you know, it's cool. You know, showed some speed, rode some intensity, had some nice lines. And yeah, what can you ask for racing in front of all these people in the sun, dude? Like nothing better to do on a Saturday afternoon.
I struggled a bit. My pace was good. I just had bad starts and got caught up behind the people. But it's not what I wanted for my birthday. I would have liked to win, but it's racing. I'm happy, so.
Anyway, from all of us at Two Wheels and of course the Motocross fraternity, happy birthday today, and let's hope that you have many more successful ones like today.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to thank TNT, Monster Energy, Yamaha, TRP, Thor, Gurney, One Zipper, First Standway, everyone who's behind me. Can't do it without them. Thank you.
In the FMF results roundup, the official results from the TRP National Motocross, where Neil van der Vyver was able to take the overall in the 50cc class ahead of Zimbabwe's Jordan Dudney, Jordan van Wyk in third place, Carl Townsend, Seth Young from Swaziland, and Levi Becker. In the 85cc junior class, two local riders on the top steps of the podium, Chris Erasmus and Ike Klaassen. Nate McClellan was in third place ahead of another local man, Josh De Hutton. In the Pro Mini class, Camden McClellan with his first win of the year ahead of Cameron DeRoe and the Sandman Justin Sangster in third place. In the MX3 class, it was a welcome return to Ryan Hunt as he takes the win ahead of Ian Topless, Alec Combrink in third place, Terence Monk fourth, and Brett Bircher in fifth place. In the MX2 class, Anthony Reynard clean sweep at the top of the pile ahead of Neville Bradshaw, Tristan Purdon, Kieran Fitzgerald, Joshua Mlimi, and then Ryan Ngili.